Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here coming at you from the Knife Center. And today we're going to be talking about Framelocks, one of the most enduring locks on the market. From historic icons to new innovators, we're going to take a look at 7 of our favorite Framelock designs, which you can find at KnifeCenter.com. Also known as the integral lock, the Framelock functions similar to a liner lock. But instead of a thin liner that holds the blade open, the entire thickness of the frame becomes a lock bar, making for a very secure system that only gets better when you grip harder. The first knife we'll be looking at is a no-brainer. No list of Framelocks would be complete without the Chris Reeve Sebenza. Not only is Reeve the inventor of the Framelock, but they have dominated the genre for years. Originally developed in 1987, the Sebenza is still the standard by which all other Framelocks are judged. Their fit and finish is impeccable, and they're well known for their bank vault solid lockup. The classic version features this elegant drop point blade with a hollow grind and a nice crowned spine for comfort, although you can also get it with a tanto or their Insingo blade shape, which bears a modified sheep's foot profile. Here's a well-used example of that shape that has never let me down as I've carried it over the years. The frame on the Sebenza is solid titanium, which carries nice and thin in the pocket, but if you want a little more girth, there are versions inlaid with materials like wood or micarta. Both add extra grip and style, but the ultimate versions feature either milled computer-generated graphics or Damascus blades or both. People keep coming back to the Sebenza for a reason. Tweaked and improved over time, this archetype of the genre has stood the test of time and it isn't going away anytime soon. Another maker who's almost synonymous with Framelocks is Hinderer, and his XM18 sports a lot of features that have become commonplace today. The first is a flipper opener, meaning that you can use this tab at the back of the knife to deploy the blade. The lock bar is also enhanced with a stabilizing disc. When you're disengaging the lock, this disc is designed to prevent over travel or pushing the lock bar out too far, which could cause premature wear over time. The final improvement is a removable steel insert on the lock face. Since titanium is softer than the steel of the blade, this insert ensures consistent lockup even after heavy use. Another reason for the XM18's continued success is the variety that is available. Both 3.5 and 3-inch blades are available, and even a 4-inch version, although that's called the XM24. A multitude of blade shapes and grinds, not to mention steels and finish options, are available to suit nearly anyone. The front scales of the knife can be dressed up with nearly any material imaginable, but you see them most often with different colors of G10. This is another design that's been continually improved over its lifespan to stay at the top of the game, and recent innovations like the new tri-way pivot will ensure that the XM18 remains one of the preeminent Framelocks in the industry. The Zero Tolerance 560 series deserves mention here for many of the same reasons. This highly regarded Hinderer designed flipper is closely related to the XM18, featuring the same stabilizing disc and lock bar insert, and sports a deep carry pocket clip and a Hinderer slicer grind, both of which make it fantastic for EDC. The grind at the heel of the knife is thicker, making it more durable when powering through heavy cuts, but it gets thinner as you move out towards the tip, making for more efficient slicing and precise detail work. The materials and quality of these knives are spot on. The thing that makes this one of the greats, though, is that it's a knife for the people. The ZT560 puts a highly refined design into a lot of hands thanks to the attainable price point. Next up is a collaboration between Ray Laconico and Kizer called the Gemini. This knife was at the forefront of a new wave of high-end imports, thanks to tremendous precision and an extremely affordable price. The Gemini uses parts cut with a high-tech wire EDM machine. This method is slower than laser or water jet, but the payoff comes in the precision and tight tolerances that they can achieve. Final fit, finish, action, and sharpness of each knife is achieved entirely by hand. Construction aside, the Gemini is just an all-around great design. The S35 VN blade is versatile, and the contoured titanium handles make it very comfortable to use. The flipping action is superb, and it even comes with a nice machined titanium pocket clip, which is different from the normal folded pocket clips you see on a lot of competitors. Next, we're going to take a look at a few fantastic knives that have pushed the boundaries of Framelock design with tweaks and improvements. The first is the SR1 from Lion Steel, which takes the Framelock formula and adds a few innovations to make it as strong as possible. The first is a single-piece frame. Rather than two sides screwed together, the SR1's frame wraps around the spine, creating one integral monolithic piece of titanium for excellent stability. This complicates production, but the end result is stronger than any multiple-piece design could ever hope to be. We also see Lion Steel's patented Rotoblock. This enhancement allows you to screw down the stabilizing disc with a simple twist of your thumb. This prevents the lock bar from being disengaged and holds the 3.7-inch blade in an open position. Of course, there are plenty of options within the SR1 lineup. The high-end versions are the one to have, and they feature a titanium body and a Sleipner steel blade, but you can also get them made from aluminum with D2 steel instead. No matter which version you choose, the contoured and milled pattern of the frames fill the hand nicely, and their robust build makes them some of the best hard-use frame lock options out there. In terms of quality, they're right up there with the best of them, with precision machining and a lot of nice details. Like the Sebenza, it also features a crown spine, which is one of those nice considerations that really help put a knife over the top. Next up is the American-made Kershaw bare knuckle, whose lock puts a new spin on the ordinary frame lock. This model is based on the limited edition ZT777, which introduced the new sub-frame lock mechanism. Rather than a full back frame with an integrated lock bar, the subframe essentially takes the full lock bar and transplants it into a separate handle material. This does a couple of things. First off, depending on the materials used, the knife can be made lighter than a full single-piece metal frame without sacrificing any of the lock stability. Secondly, it opens up more aesthetic options for the back of the knife. Instead of a single texture, other materials can be used to set off the lock bar, such as carbon fiber, G10, or in the case of the bare knuckle, anodized aluminum. Add in a fine-grained Swedish 14C 28N stainless steel blade, and this is a knife that can go the distance when the going gets rough. This isn't the only subframe lock on the market, and we see a lot more in the future, but the bare knuckle makes this list for being based on the knife that started it all. The final knife on our list is from Italy's Fox Knife, and it's called the Suru. There are two versions of this knife. The base model features an aluminum frame and N690 blade, but that's not the version we want to focus on here. The real star is the carbon fiber version, which took home the overall Knife of the Year award at the 2018 Blade Show. Turn the knife over and you'll quickly see why. The frame of this knife is constructed entirely of carbon fiber, up to and including the lock bar itself. Other typical frame lock features can still be found here, including an internally mounted over-travel arrestor and the hardened steel lock bar insert that actually interfaces with the blade itself. The Suru is the first of its kind, but the novel construction does not come at the expense of usability. This is a very well thought out, compact EDC knife. The full carbon fiber build makes it very lightweight, a mere 2.04 ounces, and the satin finished M390 blade carries plenty of edge retention. Also, thanks to a roomy finger choil, the Suru takes up minimal space in the pocket, but it still opens up to a full 4-finger handle. Another nice touch is the sculpted titanium pocket clip that has a black zirconium ball providing the retention. Furthermore, it just looks great, with options for bronze or blue anodized hardware that each accent the black frame wonderfully. These are just a few of the iconic and innovative frame lock knives that have cropped up over the years. It was hard to whittle this list down to size, but that's where you come in. Make sure to tell us what your favorite frame lock knife is down below in the comments. As a bonus, if you do this and subscribe to our YouTube channel, you'll be entered into a chance to win the Kizer Gemini that we just featured. This contest will only be running for a short period of time, so be sure to check out the description for the full list of rules. In the meantime, if you want to get your hands on any of these fantastic frame locking knives, click the link in the description below to head on over to KnifeCenter.com.